craft until you run out of time, always.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit like. Let's keep up to date. Ring that bell. Are you all right, mate? Has that coffee got to your head?
So we've just got on sign off on the heading brand, and I'm so stoked because this shit's fire. All right. So I think we briefly told you previously about the heading brand and the direction that we took it in. It was very technical, had a bit of a sort of unapproachable feel to it. So I'm super excited to show you the brand that we've had approved because I think it is absolute fire. So come check it out. This here is the heading brand that we have landed on. We've made a slight adjustment to the logo mark, which I'll show you in a second, but you can see just how approachable, just how friendly this actually is. So if I can just briefly take you up to here, this is where we actually started. So Heading is an intelligence platform for the emerging era of AI search. So essentially what it does is it helps brands and agencies, which is a key persona that they want to target. It helps them to essentially understand how they show up in AI search and offers them some insights and some actionable things that they can do to improve. So it's a super cool piece of tech. And again, the founder, very technical. So the vision that we set out upon, again, was going through this here, the idea of combining all these different motifs where we've got the interface layer, precision, the horizon, the letter H, signal expansion, calm waves. Again, we asked ourselves, how can we get all of these things in here? And we landed on a mark that was like this, which again, you'll notice is something that we've actually carried through. But as you look at the actual brand itself, as we go through, we were very bold, very brave with this color palette. In hindsight, again, it didn't work, but this is the direction that we had initially. And you can see, whilst the metaphor of how this logo mark can be interpreted in terms of the interface and through animation, we can see just how versatile it actually is. But when you look at the larger picture of the brand that we created, it transpired it was just not approachable enough. And here you go, look, the bento box here. It just doesn't feel very approachable at all, very technical, very difficult to use. And that's not the feeling that we want to give to our audience.
Yes, my guy. All right.
Good, mate. You?
How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. I'm ready for some brekkie.
All right, we out here. It is Birmingham city centre. The best time of year. It's like Christmas for us. Well, it should be like Christmas for us because it is BDF 2026, Birmingham Design Festival, an event that we look forward to every single year. So we are here on the first day, loads of great talks scheduled in with the master Barrington Reeves closing out the night. So it's gonna be really cool. However, over the past few days, the reality is, and I did promise you guys that we were going to be showing the brutal reality of agency life. A project has gone slightly off the rails. So we're just trying to sort of rein it back in a little bit. You know, it's all the same stuff. It's alignment, it's deadlines. We're just trying to get on top of it again now. So, you know, River and I, we pulled out all the stops last night. It's mostly resolved. However, we are going to be dipping in and out between all the great talks today to get behind the laptop, take care of a few bits. So we're not quite as invested in this as we should be, but ladies and gentlemen, that's the reality of running an agency. So with that said, let's go get some breakfast. Wayland's Yard, what do you think, Riv?
Let's go.
Vlogging in the rain, let us in.
It may end up where it was or it's going to be, but at least you're constantly trying with that intention to unlearn.
So what we did was, based on that feedback, we revamped the logo. We've used this nice soft font here that's got some sort of serifs here on the H and the D. It's quite a subtle serif, but we think it works quite well. And again, we've sort of kept the metaphor of, you know, seeing what AI sees, that sort of in-between layer. And we thought that worked quite well. Again, a much more approachable color palette. using different gradients, we think works quite well. The font pairing, we've gone with season sans and season mix. Again, very subtle, very soft, very approachable. And you'll see here the different sort of image treatment that we've used. Again, we lined up a bunch of AI tools, a bunch of SaaS tools even, and just found what are some things that they're doing well and how do we separate? How do we do something that's a little bit more distinct? And we're really stoked with how we've landed here. And again, you'll see this sort of, I guess, glare that we find on the surface of the water that we're able to carry through as a bit of a visual motif here, which we're super excited about. Again, using these different textures along with this gradient, this almost rainbow effect works quite well. Still keeping this sort of tech element here with this imagery that's sort of layered on top of the background and beneath the foreground container works quite well. And again, absolutely in love with this mock-up here. Again, it was like, how do we still bring some of the references through that the client really wanted to see? And again, the idea about heading, you know, this is very nautical. So we thought, how can we bring that in? And again, in these sort of lockups here with these images, we find a way that we can subtly introduce the concept of, you know, maritime and nautical heading, you know, following your North Star, the compass, that type of stuff. And again, being able to use the sun refraction on the water surface. Again, this sort of element here that we brought in just to show a little bit about how the sausage is made there. I think it works really, really well. Again, different lockups here. So perfect example here of how we can combine the colors and this sort of imagery here that sort of brings it back to this tech feel, interface between brands and customers. And again, just to show you again what heading does. Heading shows how brands appear across GPT, Google AI Mode, Perplexity, and more, alongside everything else that AI reads to form its answer. And then it tells you what to do next. So again, a super cool piece of tech. Different lockups here. Just look at how approachable this is versus the former. I think it works really, really well. So we're stoked with how this has come out. It's been a process, it's been a journey, and it's not very often where we have to sort of go back to the drawing board. Usually, you know, the strategy is quite clear. The instructions that we receive from the client, the brief, and how we sort of unpack, you know, the feeling and, you know, some of the words that we want associated. It's not very often that we have to go back to the drawing board, but it does happen. Maybe we'll use that previous brand somewhere else down the line. But for this, yeah, as it transpired, we need something a lot more approachable. I think we've nailed it. The client absolutely loves it. We cannot wait to show this to the world, get it live. So yeah, if you're curious about heading, let us know, because obviously the founder, great guy. If you think that this tool can work for you, let us know and we'll be happy to make an intro. But for now, that's a little sneak peek into the brand. We have a webinar to deliver. So we're going to go and do that now. It has been a hella busy couple of weeks, but we're almost there. The light is at the end of the tunnel and the weekend is almost here. It's been a fantastic time. It's been hard graft, but we made it. Let's go do this webinar.
So without further ado, I will introduce and hand it over to River.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Maddie. Super stoked to be here with you all. This session is called The Credibility Gap.
For complex technologies, visual communication often becomes one of the fastest routes to understanding. So someone mentioned earlier, time to pitch is a bit of an issue, a bit of a struggle there. Well, visuals can really help with that. We did some technology renders and explainers for AirHive, and they were for a competition. They were supposed to be used just for that use, but they took them straight away, used them in their pitch deck. And when I was speaking to Jasper, he was saying how, he'd be up there speaking for 5 to 10 minutes around trying to get them to understand the tech and how it works. And now it's great. I can just pull up this video and in 30 seconds, not only do I not have to speak, but they get it even better than they could if I was using words. We've got 3 different components here. Number 1 being distinction. This is what we've just spoke about. How can we stand out just a little bit more than the others there? You know, if an investor is going to 5 competitors on a website, what is that little signal that they get that just ignites something different inside them to go, this is a bit different, let me go a bit deeper into this. And then hopefully those other bits of difference come through as they go as well. Meaning, how can we be remembered as meaningfully different? How can we repackage our value? How can we get our point of difference across? And then understanding, grasping your tech better than the others. How can we compress information? How can we reduce cognitive load through the power of visuals to help us become memorable and ultimately become the obvious choice?
Really a huge thank you again to River and Matthew. That was excellent. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so
talk
much.
soon. Bye-bye.
I'm finished.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, hit like, keep up to date with all of our musings and going ons.
Come say hello in the comments. We're here to have conversations, we're here to collaborate, and we're here to provide as much wisdom as we can for anyone who might be curious. So, thanks for checking in. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
These are my memoirs. Light up a cigar, smoke up the memories as I sit and dust them off. Why do people say it's just to piss you off? Ignore them, no call button, and then dress too par. Now they can't test the guard.